I don't know how to say this in a good way, but like the facility thing is, it's a broken system. Okay.
Yeah.
What is right? And I tell my people, I use the facility term loosely with me. If you come in here, I got a porta potty. I don't have buildings. I don't have a gym. We can go to the fucking gym and pay a $10 membership or $20 membership. So you get all this overhead. And then what do you do as a business? What's best for the result is very rarely best for the pocketbook. So for me to go and take these trips down to Oak Hill and Freestone this week, it was extremely, if my overhead, you cannot do that. And then also these facilities run like fucking Walmart. They Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday. We never rode, we never rode 4 or 5 days in a row. So on my schedule, we never ride more than 3 days in a row with our schedule here. So we don't work like a training facility, and I'll tell you why right now. And this is my look on it. I do want to work with the kids on the top end. I want to see that happen. And the biggest thing for me is there's never been a champion that was a product of a training facility. We've been in this shit for what, 02, 03, MTF, GPF popped up, and Justin Barsha is the most successful racer from a training facility, followed by Joey Savacci, and we're 24, 23 years into this thing. So to never have a 450 champion, I think that says something. So I have to make moves, and I know, I think Rob, I think me and you think a lot the same. I've listened to some stuff you've said, on not all your platforms, but that's my thinking. And there's certain programs like I got a Beckham Smith, this kid Beckham Smith. He's here full time with me. I run everything. Mom and dad are better than they're just like a factory race team. If the kid needs it, they're on it. And then I also have guys that pop in here and there. Grayson Townsend, the Landon Gordons come in, and I ask them, okay, how do I fit in your program, right? Because I'm not here to say I'm the guy. So for certain guys, I am the guy. I'm the end all be all. You give me your whole, you're hiring me for the entire year or 2 years or a long term plan. But the guys that pop in and out, and we do. So how can I fit into your program? The fast guys, and because we can provide a pretty gnarly with our track prep expertise and what we can offer on the track. We can offer a lot there, and I think that's where the most important part of the facility is to find a condition that you can train on that's the most similar to racing. And I think that's the biggest benefit most of the time to owning a training facility.
Yeah, I totally agree. And Greg, you probably feel the same way. I'm always astounded when I look at the heart rate data and I look at the cumulative hours that these riders are putting on themselves 4 or 5 consecutive days a week. And they wonder why the attrition and burnout rate is as high as it is. It's like, people always, I won't say they laugh, but I don't believe that they trust when I say to them, the pros don't ride 5 days a week and put 7 hours on the motorcycle. It's
Yep.
just, it's an amazing mindset. And I guess the part that is ironic, I don't know if that's the right adjective for it or not, but these are people who are supposedly ex-pros that are now running facilities that are running the kids into the ground, doing things that they never did, and then somehow justifying it because you're at a facility. It's a vicious cycle that I just sit back and I go, if you looked at the way that professional runners and professional cyclists train, and then you look at the way that the facilities are being run, I don't understand where the mindset's coming from. It's that old joke, hey, why are we doing this? They come up to someone like yourself as a riding coach. Hey, why are we doing this? I don't know. I did it when I was a pro. My riding coach had me doing it. So we're just going to keep doing it instead of like what you're doing, articulating why we're doing it. How does it fit in? What is the end goal? How do we measure it? Hey, check it out. You got better. What a novel idea.
Yeah.
That's the part that tends to get lost in, well, you don't know that I'm Joe Blow. I'm ex-pro. Don't argue with me. Well, if you can't ask your riding coach a question as to why you're doing what you're doing and get a legitimate answer other than because I said so, like you said, you've been there and done that. And the fact
Yeah.
that you're willing to elaborate on it, not just do it because I said so, understand how it fits in is why you're so successful.
Yeah.
Success is not accidental.
Yeah, and that's so right, and being able to explain, coming from a technical background, I wasn't a pro racer, and like you said, these ex pros weren't successful. They were failed ex pros. So, I was a successful mechanic. We ran a successful race team. We decided to step away from it because it was just time. I got tired of traveling. Remember, I got offered a deal to work for Cole Seeley. I mean, as I was wrenching, for Kennard, and then the factory Honda called, hey, you want to work for Cole Seeley? That sounds cool. Factory Honda. Like at the time I'm 26, I'm grinding. Okay, yeah, that's the pinnacle of our sport, right? As far as what I was going for at the time, as a
Yeah.
mechanic. And Torrance, California, $55,000 a year to live in Torrance, California, and that's the I was like, no, this there's got to be something more. So it was not like I needed to make money and I transitioned to this. I transitioned to it because I saw, like you said, that there was a lot of things. I think a lot of people, it could be done better, you know. And again, like you said, it's like it doesn't make sense to ride 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever days, but it is. It's easy to run a business like Walmart, dude. For me, for sure, dude. I want the weekends off. You know how easy it is to open up on Monday and close it down on Thursday and just say I'm gonna have a 3-day weekend every weekend. You know, you
Yep.
can have family, but that is not conducive to winning. Like winning, you got to be a fucking maniac to win at anything, right? To be at the
Yep.
top of anything, and it's got to consume your life. So, yeah, what's the best? Again, what's the best for the pocketbook, and what's the easiest is never the answer for the result.
Absolutely. That's good
Interesting.
stuff.
You're talking about like the whole 10x rule, and it's funny that I always say that originality is undetected plagiarism is just what Coach was talking about, where some guy wins a championship, then you have everyone else trying to implement that same situation in order to have the similar results, and they get close, right? But with your guys' backgrounds, that's where you can differentiate and bring a little bit more to the table. And part of me feels as if almost anyone can be successful if they're as crazy about it. Just like what you were saying, Greg, with if you just fine tune all the small little details and you do what unsuccessful people are unwilling to do, well, you're going to be better than 99% of the people. In my opinion, is success happens. Yes, there's some talent involved, but it's mainly hard work and you got a little bit of luck. You got to be at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
So when success meets opportunity, that's when real growth happens. So,
Well, Johnny, but you also have to add one
I mean, I'm at
additional dynamic as well. I've got a couple high school runners in California. These guys are sub 15-minute 5K guys. I've
oh,
got
that's not that fast. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's like really, really fast.
at the high school level, right?
Oh,
I've
gosh.
got one athlete who is a musician. He loves to write music. He likes to perform. He loves to practice, right? He runs 15 miles a week. He runs 1 day of speed, 1 day of hills, 1 day long. He's a sub 15-minute guy. I've got
That's
another
nothing.
gentleman who runs 50 to 75 miles a week, and he's also a sub 15-minute guy. So if you were to take and look at that example, you couldn't have anything that's any more, further from one another. I call it the bookend approach. You have one guy that's running 15 miles a week, sub 15. You've got a guy that's running 50 to 75, sub 15. How do you say one's right and one's wrong?